An pilot narcotic, injected in dorsal liquid, reliably reduced levels of toxicity protein food in the marrow. Experts say it could be the largest breakout in neurodegenerative diseases for 50 years. Huntington's is one of the largest destructive diseases. Several patients outlined it as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and engine neuron illness rolling in. Peter Alena, 51, is in the previous stages of Huntington's and took portion in the test. Thou end up in nearly a vegetation country, he's a terrible late. Huntington's blights families. Peter has seen his mum Stephanie, Gaffer Keith, and Grandma Olive Tree die of it. Tests show his sibling Sand and sibling Frank will evolve the illness. The 3 siblings include 8 family, all youthful adults, every of whom has a 50-50 opportunity of evolving the illness. The irresistible die of marrow cells in Huntington's foliage patients in constant decrease, touching his motion, behavior, RAM, and capacity to believe obviously. Peter, of Essex, said me, he's so hard to include how degenerate item in thou aware the recent day was superior rather than the following A's departure to constitute. Huntington's is inflicted by a mistake in a chapter of DNA named the Huntington gene expression. Usually the contains the instructions for manufacturing a fiber, named Huntington, that is urgent for marrow growth. But a gene mistake corrupts the fiber and turns it in a murderer of marrow cells. The treat is intended to silence the gene expression. On the test, 46 patients had the narcotic injected in the liquid how bathes the marrow and dorsal string. Doctors did not aware which would occur. One terror was the injections could include inflicted deadly brain fever. But the at first to human test showed the narcotic was secure, so admitted by patients and critically diminished the levels of Huntington in the marrow. To the at first period we include the capacity, we include the expect, of a treatment how one day may sluggish or hinder Huntington's illness. The is of innovative significance for patients and families. Doctors are not inviting the a treatment. They yet requirement urgent length term information to show if decreased levels of Huntington will changing the year of the illness. The PET study suggests it would. Several engine feature though restored in such experiments. Peter, Sand, and Frank, as so as his partners Annie, Dermot, and Haley, include ever pledged his family they will not requirement to worry about on Huntington's as where will be a treat in period for them. With hope how will be done accessible to all, to my brothers and sisters, and radically my family. He, on in the some test attending, can go on take the narcotic as portion of the following wavelength of testing. They will set out to show if the illness can be slow, and eventually prevented, by treat Huntington's illness communication up they evolve any symptoms. How sounds love hyperbola, in a year I might be confused by proverb how, but how's how I sense at the time. The UCL scholar, who was not implicated in the study, says the identical attitude might be probable in some neurodegenerative diseases how characteristic the construct up of toxicity protein food in the marrow. The fiber synuclein is involved in Parkinson's time amyloid and tau appear to include a part in dementias. Off the behind of the study, testing are planned with gene expression silencing to reduce the levels of tau. Professor Giovanna Maluxi, who found the at first chemistry to hinder the die of marrow fabric in any neurodegenerative illness, told the test was a terrible move striker for patients and where was now actual chamber for hopefulness. But Professor Maluxi, who is the Connect CEO of UK Imbecility Study Institution at the College of Cambridge, cautioned it was yet a big jump to wait gene expression silencing to job in some neurodegenerative diseases. Yet the concept how a gene expression, any gene expression touching illness development and receptivity, can be reliably updated in the way in humans is really breathtaking and based pulse and trust in chasing these avenues for capacity treatments. The complete detailed information of the test will be introduced to scientists and published following year. The treatment was advanced by Ionis Pharmaceutical, that told the narcotic had significantly exceeded consumer expectations, and the license has now been sold out to Roche.